lead it off for the Kansas City Royals. And Johnny Damon batting 119, no homers and 4 RBIs. This is Norris' third start of the year. He's 0-2 with a 12.10 ERA. Here's the pitch to Johnny. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Jason. He takes it himself. And there's one down here in the top of the first. And Willie Wilson comes to the plate, batting 284 with no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty, 22. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Lumpy at second. And there's quickly 2 down here in the top of the first. George Brett, can he get something going here with 2 outs? Batting 296 with 3 homers and 11 RBI. And that's going to be against the righty, 13. And that's going to be a nice catch out in center field by Reggie Jackson to take a hit away from Brett. And that's a 1-2-3 top of the first. Kansas City nothing. Oakland coming to bat with Henderson, Tejada, and Giambi. See the team comparisons. Kansas City's 9-6. They've scored 55 runs on 14 homers. 21 stolen bases have been caught twice. Oakland's 5-8. 56 runs, 18 homers, 7 stolen bases, and 3 caught stealings. Ricky's off to a slow start, batting 176. No homers and 1 RBI. This is Brett Saberhagen's 4th start of the year. He's 0-1 with a 5.66 ERA. Here's the pitch to Ricky, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Saberhagen strikes Ricky out for out number 1. And Tejada comes to the plate, and he is struggling, but he did get a base hit in his last game. He's batting 2. He's 2 for 42, batting 0-48, no homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. 2 quick outs here in the first, a strikeout and a ground out. And it's up to Jason Giambi to try to get something going here. 2 outs, nobody on. Batting 279 with 6 homers and 12 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Mayberry. 1-2-3 goes the A's. We go to the second with still no score. Nothing. We got Tartable due up here, followed by Mayberry and Porter. And Danny's batting 304 with no homers and an RBI. That's going to be a pop-up down the short. Tejada calls for it. Makes the catch in the dirt for out number 1. Big John Mayberry comes to the plate, batting 125 with a homer and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. Mike Norris walks him. 1 out walk. Brings up Darryl Porter. And Porter batting 100 on the year with a homer and 1 RBI. That's going to be against the righty, 18. That's going to be a ground ball down the second, 32 and an 8. That'll be feeling column 1. They'll get Mayberry out at second. Can they turn 2 is the question. And nope, Darryl will beat the throw over. So that'll be a 4-6 put out. Now there's 2 down. Porter at first. And Merrifield's up. And Merrifield is batting 167 with a homer and 2 RBI. And that's going to be a 19 ground ball down the short. And Tejada will go the first with it. And that'll be the end of the inning. So strand 1 Kansas City does. We go to the bottom of the second, still no score. Got the 4, 5, 6 hitters go up. Jackson, Canseco, and Bando. Reggie's batting 147 with 4 homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Escobar's up with it, throws Reggie out. There's 1 down here in the second. And Canseco comes to the plate, batting 340 on the year, folks, with 3 homers and 8 RBIs, off to a great start. And that ball is swung on and missed. SABERHAGEN, after bragging him up, strikes him out for a second strikeout of the game. And Bando Sal comes up batting .212 with no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Johnny. And that'll be a 1-2-3 second. Still no score as we go to the third. Bottom part of the order due up here for the Kansas City Royals. Escobar, SABERHAGEN, back to Damon. Oakland's got 2 more games here home against Kansas City. Then the Twins come to town. And Escobar's batting .105 with no homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short to his counterpart. Tejada's up to the task, makes the catch, and there's one down. Brings up BRET SABERHAGEN now with nobody on, 1 out, batting .125 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the lumpy. He picks it up, throws over Giambi. Quickly 2 down. We're back to the top of the order. And Johnny's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. 1-2-3 goes the A's. To the bottom of the third we go. We got the bottom third of the order due up here for the A's. Lumpy, Steinbach, and Norris. Jerry batting .263. No homers and 2 RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. BRET strikes out Jerry for out number 1. Third strikeout of the game. Steinbach comes up. Terry batting .194 with a homer and 7 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty. 20. That's going to be a fly ball out to Wilson. And now there's 2 down, and Mike Norris. Can he help his own calls here? And Mike's batting 0 for 3 on the year, looking for his first hit. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Norris strikes out. That'll win the inning, folks. 1-2-3 goes the A's. We got us a pitching match duel, it looks like. Got the 2-3-4 hitters due up here against Norris, Wilson, Breton, Tartable, and Willie's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Mike strikes Willie out. It's his first strikeout of the game. Brings up George Brett, who's 0 for 1. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Giambi. He calls off Norris, takes it himself, and there's 2 down. Now Danny Tartable comes to the plate. And Tartable's 0 for 1, popped up his first time up. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. And Norris is starting to look like Linda Ronstadt out there, folks. He's throwing nothing but blue bayous. You got the top of the order due up here in the 4th. Henderson, Tejada, and Giambi. Ricky's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. You don't want to do that. Walk Ricky here. Ricky's down at first with nobody out. And they're going to do a little hit and run here with Tejada. See if they can get Tejada's bat going. He's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a 22. And he's hit by a pitch. They hit Tartable. They hit Tejada. Unbelievable. I don't think that was done on purpose. First and second, a guy hitting 0-47 gets hit. For Giambi to come to the plate with Ricky now in scoring position and nobody out in a 0-0 game. Don't think BRET did that on purpose. Jason's 0 for 1 today. Here's the pitch to Jason. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. 23 and a 3 will be fielding column 1. I'll have to re-roll here. It'll be a 2. And Henderson's going to stay put. So that's a fly ball, 1 out. Still first and second for Reginald Jackson. Reggie's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strike. He falls behind him 2-0. Can Reggie take advantage of it? And that's going to be a Against the righty at 15. And that's going to be popped up. Gets underneath that one. Infield fly rules in effect. BRET makes the catch. And that'll be 2 down. Reggie, a little aggravated. Thought he had a pitch to hit. Popped her up. And BRET makes the catch. Now there's 2 down. The runner's still at first and second. And it's up to Jose Canseco, who struck out his first time up. 0 for 1. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. The first 2 batters get aboard. SABERHAGEN pitches around it. It's still a 0-0 game. So we go to the top of the 5th. You got Mayberry due up, followed by Porter and Merrifield. John, he walked his first time up. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Norris starting to mow him down, folks. Like I say, he's looking like Linda Ronstadt. He's throwing blue bayous out there. Daryl Porter grounded that into a fielder's choice his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Reggie tracks it down for out number 2. And Mr. Merrifield's up. And he's 0 for 1 today. Grounded out his first time up. That's a swing and a miss. And the Kansas City Royals go down in order here in the 5th. To the bottom of the 5th we go. You got Bando, Lumpy, and Steinbach due up. See Kansas City's upcoming schedule. They got 2 more games here in Oakland. Then they go up the west coast to Seattle to take on the Mariners. Sounds 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And these pitchers are just on fire today. BRET SABERHAGEN with 5 strikeouts on the game. Jerry's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be back-to-back strikeouts. Can SABERHAGEN strike out the side? Terry Steinbach comes up. He flew out his first time up, 0 for 1. And that ball is driven in the outfield. Where is this one going to land, folks? That ball is high. That ball is far off the wall. Just missed a homer. Just missed it. That's a 2-out double. I thought Steinbach got all of that one. Just missed it, folks. So that's a 2-out double. He doesn't strike the side out in order anyway. And he strike the side out now with Norris up. Norris is 0 for 1. Was a strikeout victim. That was the first hit of the ball game for either team. And Norris, 21. And first baseman. That's going to be a single through first. Runner's going to score. Nope, the runner's going to stop at third. It's going to stop at third. So Mike Norris with a single through second. And Harry with his speed holds up. So now you got first and third. All this happening with 2 outs. BRET SABERHAGEN was pitching a no-hitter, and now all of a sudden he's giving up a double and a single. And Ricky's up. He's 0 for 1. He's reached on a walk his last time up and struck out. Yet to put the ball in play. Can Ricky deliver here and give the A's the lead? And nope. That's going to be a ground ball down the second. He'll go the short way to second. Merrifield will, and that'll end the inning. The A's strand too. It's still 0-0 as we go to the top of the 6th. You got Escobar due up, followed by SABERHAGEN, and then the order turns over to Damon. Escobar 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Bando. He fires over to Giambi, and there's 1 down. And BRET SABERHAGEN comes to the plate. Can he do what his counterpart didn't get a hit? BRET's 0 for 1 today. And he's going to be 0 for 2 as that's a swing and a miss. Norris with his 5th strikeout of the game. And we're back to the top of the order, and Damon, who's 0 for 2. Grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a base hit. Johnny gets an infield hit, his first hit of the game, and Kansas City Royals' first hit. Here goes the no-hitter. And now Damon's down at first. And Johnny's going to be taken off, I believe, here. 3. That'll be a 29. That'll be a 55 or lower to get in scoring position. He's down there at second. So now you got a runner in scoring position, 2 outs, and Wilson up. And Willie's over 2, grounded out and struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Jason's got it, tosses it over to Mike covering, and that'll end the inning. Damon gets stranded at second. It is bottom of the 6th, 0-0. Got the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here for the A's now. Tejada's 0 for 1, got hit by a pitch. Let's see if he can make BRET pay for hitting him. And that's going to be a 19. And that's going to be a single in the center field. Wilson can't get to it. That ball falls in front of him. And that'll be a single to start the bottom of the 6th. The go-ahead run down at first in Tejada. And now you got Jason Giambi up 0 for 2, grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a... And that's another hit batter, folks. SABERHAGEN definitely pitching inside, but A's ain't liking that. He has hit, hit Giambi. And now you got first and second. Nobody out. And Reginald Martinez Jackson, Reggie 0 for 2 today. And he making pay for hitting his fellow teammates. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Reggie goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 7. Big strikeout for SABERHAGEN. A ground ball now could possibly get you out of the inning. Jose's 0 for 2 today. He is struck out and flown out. And that's going to be a catcher of 54 and an 8. 54 and 8. Fielding column 2. Batter safe at first. It's going to load the bases on catcher interference. Catcher interference loads the bases. 1 down. They got to bring the infield in. You got Tejada at third, Giambi at second, Canseco at first, and Bando at the plate. Sal is 0 for 2. He struck out his last time up. Can the A's get a hit here and get the lead? Sal with the pitch, and that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And 56 plus 15 and D. So Tejada's going to score with no throw, and Giambi with his speed's probably going to stay at second, but we'll check. 25 to get the third. Then a wild pitch. He's going to try for third, so Tejada's safe at plate. Giambi's going to third. The throw's coming to third. A 51 or lower, Jason's safe. And he's safe at third. Let's see. And Canseco will get down to second on the throw. That was the only problem trying to throw Jason out. Because Canseco will get down to second. So we got a now you got second and third, 2 outs, and the A's take a 1-0 lead. Lumpy at the plate. Runners at second and third. 2 outs. He's 0 for 2. Jerry is struck out twice against BRET. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a fly ball. Wilson's got it all the way. That'll end the inning, but the sacrifice fly puts the A's on top, 1-0. You go to the 7th inning. You got BRET, Tartable, and Mayberry. The 3, 4, 5 hitters due up here against Norris. And BRET's 0 for 2, flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a 13, and that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Reggie in the gap, stretches out, takes a hit away from Brett. Brett shakes his head, thought for sure that was going to land out there. But that's one down. Danny Tartable to the plate, 0 for 2. He has popped up and struck out. And that ball is hit hard. Where's this one going to land, folks? Danny Tartable gets a hold of this one. And that ball is high. That ball is far. And that ball is out of here. Danny Tartable has tied this game up, folks, with his first homer of the year. And it is a 1-1 game. And John Mayberry's 0 for 1 today. He has yet to put the ball in play. He's walked and struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a pop-up down the second. Lumpy's got it. Now there's 2 down. And Darrell Porter comes to the plate, 0 for 2 today. Grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Canseco. But the solo homer by Danny Tartable ties this game up as we go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 1 apiece. We got Steinbach, Norris, and Ricky due up here in the 7th. Terry doubled his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Terry strikes out for out number 1. And they're going to let Mike bat for himself. He does have a base hit in the game the last time up. Plus, he's pitching a hell of a game. Gave up 1 bad pitch, and Danny took advantage of it. So here's the pitch to Mike. He's 1 for 2. And that's a swing and a miss. And SABERHAGEN gets his 9th strikeout of the game. We're back to the top of the order, and Ricky Henderson. Ricky's 0 for 2. He has walked, struck out, and grounded into a fielder's choice. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Danny calls for it, makes the catch. And that'll end the 7th inning. We go to the top of the 8th in a 1-1 ball game as Clinton Parker is here. I hear you, buddy. And Merrifield, Escobar, and probably a pitch hitter for SABERHAGEN will be due up here in the 8th. Merrifield's 0 for 2, struck out his last time up. As you can see, Kansas City's 9-6. They've struck out 97 batters, walked 33, giving up 23 doubles and 6 triples. And the Oakland A's are 5-8. They've struck out 108 batters. They've walked 54, giving up 26 doubles and 3 triples. Here's the pitch. And that ball is hit hard. Where is that one going to land as Merrifield gets a hold of this? And he drives that into the gap in right field. And that's going to be a lead-off double. And the Kansas City Royals got the go-ahead run down in scoring position. Nobody out. And Escobar coming to the plate. Escobar is 0 for 2. He is grounded out and popped up. And they're going to ask him to bunt him over. So they're going to try to bunt him over here. And that's going to be a 22. The catcher on a bunt. And he doesn't get the job done. Yes, he does. Let's see here. Sacrifice. Runner out. F runner is safe at third. So that's going to be, they try to get the runner out and he's safe at third. Nobody out. Let's see here. With that, haven't had that in a while. So fielder's choice. Safe on a fielder's choice on the bunt. So bunt it to the catcher. And safe on a fielder's choice. So it'll be a... So now you got first and third. And nobody out's going to force the infield in. And Mike Norris is shaking his head. And now we're going to have a pitch hitter here for Brett SABERHAGEN. He could still get the win. SABERHAGEN could get the win here if they can get a run across. And let's see. He's going to come out of the dugout. The only left of it got the switch hitching Washington. Seitzer's going to come out, the righty. Kevin's going to come out here. Infield's going to be in. Nobody out. Top of the eighth. Kevin's coming out of the dugout. Do we want to make a pitching change here? That is the question. I don't think we do. Does Blake want to come in? That might be it for Norris. Trenton. We go with him. Yep. Blake's going to come in and pitch here. So that's going to be it for Norris. He can only lose this game. The runners on the bases is his responsibility. So Mike can only lose it. He can't win it. So Blake will come in here first and third, nobody out. And a 1-1 game. Can he pitch around this mess? Mike Norris goes 7+ innings. Blake comes in. Trying to keep this a tie ball game. This is Blake's 5th appearance of the year. He's 0-1 with a 1.29 ERA. Kevin at the plate batting .200 on the year. No homers and 1 RBI. Infield in. First and third. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Ricky's got an average arm. And Merrifield's got great speed. 61 3. That'll be fielding column 2. And that's going to be a 54. And I think he's going to score with no throw. And that is going to break this tie. Yep, he's going to score with no throw. The throw comes in the second. And the sacrifice fly works. And it is now a 2-1 ball game. And now you got a runner down at first and 1 out. We're back to the top of the order as Kevin gets the job done, hits the sacrifice fly. Johnny Damon comes up. He's 1 for 3 with a stolen base, singled and stole a base his last time up. And that's just what the doctor ordered. That ball is hit down to Tejada, over the lump, over to Giambi. 6-4-3 double play. Gets him out of the inning, but the sacrifice fly by Kevin makes it a 2-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch. You got the lefties coming up. So Steve's going to come out here. You got the righty and then 2 lefties. So Steve's going to come out here and pitch the 8th inning. Try to get through this 8th inning. And then it'll probably be Greg Holland coming out. Wade Davis screwed a pooch the last game, and he's pitched 2 consecutive games. So we'll probably give him a day off. So Steve will come out here and pitch against the lefties. Try to get them out. He'll face Tejada and then 2 lefties. So he'll be facing Tejada and then Giambi and Jackson, the 2, 3, 4 hitters. So the A's would like to make some hay, down by 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Miguel's 1 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch, singled his last time up and came around to score. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Mayberry. He calls off Steve and takes it himself for out number 1. Here comes the lefties up now. Why they brought him in. Giambi's 0 for 2. He was hit by pitches last time up. And that's going to be a 24. That's going to be a fly ball out to Tartable. He's got room out there in right field. Makes the catch, and there's 2 out. And Reggie Jackson's up. He is 0 for 3. Grounded out, popped up, and struck out his last time up. And that's going to be another fly ball out to Tartable, and that'll end the inning. The A's go down 1-2-3. Steve does his job. To the top of the 9th we go in a 2-1 Kansas City lead. You'll have the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here for the Kansas City Royals. Wilson, BRET, and Tartable. Willie's 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Blake strikes him out. His first strikeout of the game, 1 down. And George Brett comes to the plate, 0 for 3. Flown out twice, grounded out his other time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that's going to be an E6. Tejada can't field that one cleanly. And Blake's shaking his head. Now you got a runner down at first, 1 out. Trying to keep this a 1-run game. And Danny Tartable, who homered his last time up, comes to the plate, 1 for 3 with an RBI. That's going to be against the righty at 27. That's going to be a fly ball out to Ricky. He's in the gap, makes the catch, and there's 2 down. So it's up to Big John. Can Big John keep this inning alive? He's 0 for 2. He's walked, struck out, and popped up. And that ball is hit hard. That ball is driven into the gap. And that'll be hit over first base. Brett with good speed down there at first. Can he score and increase this to a 2-run lead? 2 outs. Got Canseco with a cannon out there. Let's see if Brett can score. Only a 65 or a 66. A 64 or lower. He's safe at the plate. And he's in there. That's an RBI double by Mayberry. And it is now a 3-2 ball game. As Blake shakes his head, the error cost him a run. And he's still got a runner at second and 2 outs. And Darryl Porter comes to the plate. The runner didn't score. Gotta score the runner from first. And now you got a runner down at second, 2 outs in a 3-2 ball game. And you got Porter up 0 for 3 today. He's flown out to center and right and grounded into a force play. And that's going to be a ground ball down the lumpy. He throws over to Giambi. But the RBI double by Mayberry makes it a 3-1 game as we go to the bottom of the 9th. And now you got the righties due up. Greg Holland's going to come in and pitch the 9th. They're going to give Mr. Davis the day off. So Greg Holland's going to come in, try to close this ball game out. He'll be facing Canseco, Bando, and Lumpy here in the bottom of the 9th. Now he's got a 2-run lead thanks to that double. So Canseco's 0 for 2. He has struck out, flown out, and he did reach his last time up on catcher's interference. Here's the pitch to Canseco. And that's going to be a pop up down the short. Escobar's got it. Canseco gets under this one. Ain't too happy. Had a pitch to hit. Pops it up, and there's 1 down. Sal Bando comes up. He is 0 for 2. He did have a sacrifice fly his last time up. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Nope, that's a ground ball down the second. Mayfield fields it cleanly over to first. And there's quickly 2 down. They're down to the last out. And let's see, do we pitch hit here for Jerry? That is the question. Nope, we're not. We're going to let Jerry hit for himself. He is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and flown out. Can he keep this inning alive? Oh, I forgot to say, this is Gary Holland's 5th appearance. He's 2-1 with a 1.59 ERA. Here's his pitch to Lumpy. And that's going to be a fly ball. No, that's a swing and a miss. Holland strikes him out to end the game. Kansas City wins this one 3-1. Another great game here. 2 great games. Low scoring games. Let's take a look here at the box score.